Podcasting from the Chicagoland area, this is Game On with Jackson Stewart, where we discuss men's lifestyle, focusing on sex, fitness, relationships, business, and more. We'll be interviewing the best of the best, the hotshots, and the rising stars in the worlds of modeling, fitness, cooking, and more. Influencers who are discussing keeping it sexy while at the top of their game. I'm your host, Jackson Stewart. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game.
This is Dale Valor.
This is Pamela Ross.
This is Trinasia.
And you're listening
to
Game On with Jackson Stewart.
Game On with Jackson Stewart.
Game On with Jackson Stewart. Killing them!
Follow Game On with Jackson Stewart on YouTube at Game On with Jack, on the official blog www.gameonwithjack.blog, and at the news store www.gameonwithjack.shop. Keep it sexy and game on.
Good people, sexy people, welcome to another edition of Game On with Jackson Stewart. I'm your host, and as always, want to welcome you guys to the show. Tonight, we're diving deep into the dynamic decade of your 50s. So, I talked to guys in their 20s, talked to guys in their 30s, 40s, 50s. I'll even do 60s maybe. Didn't want to leave anybody out. And 50s is a phase of your life where experience meets wisdom. And we're going to be discussing the 5 essential steps to not just survive, but thrive in your 50s. And I think, I know that a lot of people believe your 50s is like, twilight years right there. Like, ain't a lot of time left to Christmas. Like you're clocking out quick. And that's not the case, right? 50 today in, the 21st century is not like 50s or your 50s were if we're talking, even as recent as like the 90s. Okay. So, drinking while I'm doing the show. So, I think the first thing we're going to talk about, and this is like an honorary mention, right? This isn't even one of the 5, is, we're going to talk about just breaking that mentality, right? So first up, some invitational housekeeping, excuse me, youtube.com at Game On with Jack, patreon.com/Game On with Jack, gameonwithjack.blog, Twitter, X at Game On with Jack, gameonwithjack.shop. All right. There's no reason why you guys shouldn't be checking out one, if not all of those, to get all things Game On with Jack, where we, talk about leveling up as men. Each of the platforms offer something a little bit different. So, don't feel like just because you're on YouTube, you're going to go over to Twitter and see the same thing, or the blog. No, each one's got its own little flavor. So definitely check it out. So whether you're already in this stage of life, right, your 50s, or you're approaching it, maybe you're in your mid to late 40s, get ready to level up your game and to make the most out of this incredible chapter. Okay. All right. So let's hit this thing. So like I said, the honorary mention, change your damn mentality. Your 50s is not the end of your life. All right. I know cats in their 50s that can outwork, outthink, are far more motivated, far more inspired and inspirational than literally guys half their age. They could beat the ass of a 25-year-old guy in a heartbeat. And I know everything doesn't come down to whooping ass. Actually, everything kind of does. But it's just, you've got to shake that image in your head of 50 being some decrepit, gray-haired or balding man who's full of regret and looking back on his life. And no, fuck that shit. Like, that's not what 50s has to be. I know, and once again, I'm gonna say this throughout the show. I know lots of guys in their 50s who are freaking impressive. Not just what they do, but their physicality. They're silver foxes. They're good-looking guys. They're comfortable. They're approachable. They know how to take care of their bodies. They know how to take care of their spirits, their mentality. And here's the thing about turning 50 before we actually get into the 5. and I'll probably reiterate this at some point, but think of your 40s, 50s, 30s, whatever that next decade is for you. Instead of it being, oh my God, I'm so much closer to the end. No, think of it, you've got experience in this body. So if you're 20-ish, getting to turn 30, you're going into your 30s with 20 years. Now, granted, some of it you were a freaking baby, I got it. But 20 years of experience with this body. Think of what experience is on a job. A cat that's got 20 years of experience on the job should know his shit. Should know the company inside and out. He should probably be like untouchable because he knows how everything works, right? He knows where all the bodies are buried. He's smooth because he's comfortable, because he's experienced. If you're in your 30s going into your 40s, you're going into your 40s with 30 years of experience as you. All right. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's not chump change. That's real talk. Guys on a job for 30 years, I mean, shit, they're probably running it or unofficially running things. So look at this. Going into your 50s, you've got 4 decades of experience you're taking with you. That's amazing, right? That's great. Think of school. When you were going into, school's a little bit different. Let's take college, because when you're in, grade school and stuff, it's different. But in college or trade school or what have you, when you were going to that next level, there were 2 types of guys. First guy was a guy that feared it because he's like, oh man, I'm leaving something that I was comfortable with. I was comfortable as a freshman. Now I'm going to be a sophomore. I was comfortable, with this level of internship, and I'm going to this level of apprenticeship, whatever. And he's freaking out. The second guy was a guy that said, I'm going into being a sophomore, and I'm excited because I've got all that freshman foundational knowledge I'm taking with me. And I'm going to learn more, but I'm going to apply what I've learned. So your 50s is your chance to apply 40 years of experience, right? So first up, first way that you can crush your 50s, or first step to crushing your 50s, embrace change. Turning 50 is a significant milestone. Significant to the point that you need to celebrate this shit. Not go into it with your head low and, waiting for the reaper to light the candle on your cake. That being said, turning 50, it's a big change, it's a big deal, but it comes with a lot of emotions. Some people are going to feel that it's a sense of accomplishment. I can't talk right now. And it is. But some are going to feel just worry about aging, worry about the challenges that come with it. True, you are getting older. That's, and we can talk about that time as a construct and it's an illusion, but biologically you are facing a slighter, more uphill challenge to healing, to getting in the next level of shape, whatever, than somebody maybe half your age. That's just biology, okay? But that doesn't mean that it's set in stone. It's not set in stone that your knees are going to be gone in your 50s. It's not set in stone that you're going to pack on a ton of weight in your 50s or lose muscle mass you had in your 50s. I mean, none of this stuff is preordained or written down or foretold or something so far outside of your reach that you're helpless. The key to winning in your 50s lies in embracing change. And this goes for maybe not just you're going from 49 to 50, maybe you're going from 51 to 52 or 53 to 54 or whatever. Embrace the change. You may look a little different. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. I remember when I got my first gray hair and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I got my first gray hair. And then by the time, excuse me, I remember I was telling my mom, I got gray hair. And she's like, if you can count it, you got nothing to worry about. And now I got more gray. And you know what? It looks better than when my hair was all black. So there's nothing wrong with these changes. Change is good. And change can be terrible. But a lot of times, if change is good or bad, applies to how we label it, right? How we see it. you're going into your 50s. You're in your 50s, moving on into your 50s deeper. First step to crushing it is embrace the change, okay? It's a time to welcome new opportunities and redefine your goals. Shit that you didn't accomplish or it didn't go great for you in your 30s and 40s. Maybe it didn't work out because something better is waiting for you in your 50s. Some steps to help out with embracing the change. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Shit, you're in your 50s. Your comfort zone should be ever shifting and growing. Step out of it. You know, there's something to be said about, excuse me, knowing enough that you're comfortable to learn more. All right, that you can embrace the question marks in your life. I don't know about this topic. Let me go research it, because you've got 4 decades of proven shit. You've done it. You've been there. You've earned those stripes. Don't be afraid. Get out of the comfort zone. Try something new. You know, I always talk about the fact that you don't fall apart and become decrepit and broken until you stop growing your mind, until you stop learning hobbies, until you stop developing skill sets. That's when your shit falls apart. All right. So definitely make sure that you get out of your comfort zone. All right. Reevaluate your priorities and new targets. You know, so you're an accomplished trumpet player. Okay, well now go pick up piano or learn how to paint. Like, these are things that keep you youthful. Okay, these are things that keep you growing, that keep you from really looking like that busted ass 50-year-old guy that you're afraid you're gonna turn into. You're not, as long as you embrace the change and push and grow and stretch. It's essential to stay open to new experiences, as this is the foundation for growth and progress, right? So think how many people you can add to your life now in your 50s. Think how many people you're taking with you into this new decade. How many friends, how much family. Yeah, you probably have lost some along the way, and that's terrible and it's sad, and I'm sorry about that. But think about the people that you still have, and the people that you've lost. Think of what they've given you. You're like, you see yourself as a man going into a terrifying desert of age. And in reality, you're an armada. You're a fucking army of just experience and knowledge going forward. When you embrace change that way, that lets you adapt to an evolving world. All right. And it ensures that you stay relevant and that you stay fulfilled in this 5th decade of your life. And think of it this way, like, you know, people in their 50s who think TikTok means a clock, who thinks, you know, snapping is either popping your fingers, who think that Instagram is going to come in the mail, whatever. Or I should say, and you know, guys in their 50s who can adapt to technology lightning fast. And if they don't know about technology, they ask about it, they learn about it. It's all mindset. You're not too old to learn things. You're not too, you know, aged and dogged and weary to adapt. But when you look at change as a positive, when you wrap your arms around it, new technologies, new changes, even on a social level, oh my God, you know, people, there were just 2 genders, or where'd all these homosexuals come from? No, when you are a person who embraces change as the world evolves and changes around you, whether it be technology, whether it be socially, whether it be financially, you adapt. You always stay relevant. You always stay fulfilled. You're that guy that just is fucking so full of life because he embraces change. All right. Another key part to embracing change is you got to stay active. Now, physical activity becomes more crucial as we get older. All right. And I'm not saying, you know, you turn 51, it's time to go run a fucking marathon. You never ran one before. No, but regular exercise at this stage isn't only about staying fit, but it's like damage control, right? And an object in motion stays in motion. Regular exercise also releases endorphins that promote a better mindset. So the workout that you did in your 20s, you're probably not going to do in your 50s. If you can still do it, hell, go out there and kick ass. But if you can't work out like you used to, that doesn't mean you stop working out. It means you adjust your workout. You adapt your workout. You're not out there trying to bench press 400 pounds anymore. Maybe you never should have been doing that in the first place. Maybe, excuse me, maybe now you're going to, total body muscle sculpting, which may be, lower weights, but more reps. You're not trying to bulk up and look like you're going to pick on the bully at the beach. Once again, change, embrace it. You're going to change in how you stay active, but that's fine. Just stay active. Also, make sure you engage in activities that you enjoy. It could be walking, any of the INGs, walking, running, cycling, swimming. Maybe don't run as much because your joints are starting to hurt in your 50s. Okay, big ass deal. Go walk, get on a bike, go swim. If joint pain is a major problem, try swimming. Very low impact, recommended by a lot of physical trainers for people who have a lot of joint issues. Yoga, Pilates, all these things are still ways to stay active. Just they're changes. That's all. Change is good. Staying active is going to be the key to you aging better and not falling apart and fulfilling this nightmare scenario that you have in your head. So the second step to crushing your 50s, nurturing relationships. And I know you've heard me say that for your 20s and your 30s and your 40s. Well, there's a good reason, because this shit is true. In your 50s, that's a time of building and strengthening relationships and nurturing relationships. And it could be your family, it could be your friends, your colleagues, but you need to invest time and effort into these meaningful connections, because they can be incredibly rewarding. When people are isolated and alone, they do tend to die faster, and they definitely live lives of being miserable. And you guys don't want that, right? And you don't have to have that. You don't have to be this 50-year-old person that's raggedy and broken and sorrowful and bitter. You don't have to have that life. And a major component of living a life that is not like that, a life that is full of passion and joy and laughter and so on, is relationships. Or I should say our relationships. It is the nurturing of these relationships. Like I said before, you've lost people by the time you're in your 50s, and that's horrible, and that's sad, and it's tragic, and I'm sorry. But think what those people gave you. All right? Think how many more people you pick up through your life. Like, there are countless relationships out there to be made, to connect with. But none of them happen if you've closed yourself off because you think you're this old, curmudgeon who's just like going to sit up in his house and curse the sun every day. No, get out there, grab life by the hand, not the neck, and dance with it, walk with it, build those relationships. Couple steps to help build relationships and nurture relationships: give back. This is the perfect time to share your knowledge and experience with others. You got 4 or 5 decades of information you can give to people. Community work. Get involved. Volunteer. Oh, how do I volunteer, Jackson? Pick up the fucking phone and call an organization. The Red Cross, Salvation Army, soup kitchens. How do I find a soup kitchen? There's a thing called Google. Call local churches. Ask them if they need volunteer work. There are so many relationships, like I said, out there looking for you and what you bring to the table and the wisdom and experience and the magic of who you are. They need that. Ask your job if they have a mentorship program. If they do, get involved with it. You got shit to teach people. And the flip side, you got shit to be taught. You got things to learn. Your life ain't over. Start a passion project that benefits your society. Maybe you've got a neighborhood association. Maybe you got a condo association. Maybe your town has regular meetings. Go to them. And, maybe you want to start one of those little book libraries, or maybe the park has been looking like it needs some TLC. Head it, run it, and watch as you give back how much you get in return. Giving back not only leaves a lasting impact on, the situation, the people around you, but it gives a sense of purpose to your life. You start to give back, and I can guarantee you your phone that's been sitting quiet is going to blow up over time, because the community is going to reach out. You're going to make friends as you reach out to the community and help out. People are going to want to hang around you. And you're going to feel like you're in your freaking 30s again, or your 20s again, because you're going to feel alive. All right. Make sure you maintain a growth mindset. A growth mindset means believing that you can always learn and improve. So many guys, and this isn't just in your 50s, this could be your teens and your 20s. Once you think you got nothing else to learn, your ass just got old. Like, for real. Not older, old. You can always learn, you can always improve. So embrace challenges. View failures as opportunities for learning. You don't fail until you quit. Every time you fail and you restart, you're starting with the knowledge of what you did wrong or what didn't work out last time. You can apply it, so you're starting out kind of ahead of the game already. Keep learning new skills. Maybe at work, you're not the fastest typer. Shit, take a typing class. Take one online. Download an app. There's so many different ways you can keep learning. You should not stop learning until you are dead. And even then, I believe whatever's next, you're learning all over again. You're learning something new in that next phase of existence. A growth mindset keeps your mind sharp and prepares you for the exciting possibilities that lie ahead. I know a guy who, in his late 40s, decided to learn chess. No reason to. It wasn't like he was being forced to. It wasn't like, he was in prison. He just said, I always wanted to learn chess. Boom, I'll learn it. And he learned it. And it is something that's fulfilling to him. Every time you learn, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, you physically chart a new route in your brain. And just think of that new route, that new pathway in your brain is an unexplored travel, travel in your brain. It's like your part of your brain just made a new exploration because you learned something new and you created this beautiful route through your brain of skills and knowledge. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what to stop listening. Just turn off the damn podcast. But you want to keep learning, right? So we got step 1, embrace change. Step 2, nurture relationships. Step 3 for crushing your 50s is financial security. Secure your finances, fellas. In your 50s, financial stability becomes a top priority because you're probably looking at retiring at some point in time. Or if you're self-employed, maybe you're going to look at taking on some employees or something. Assess your financial situation, revisit your retirement plans, and make necessary adjustments to secure your future. Get a financial planner. Get a financial advisor. Talk to the bank. See what options there are. There's nothing wrong with gathering information. Maybe you'd have no investment portfolio. Go to the bank and ask them about it. Excuse me. And they probably have financial investors there. Financial investment advisors there. Or, once again, Google it. Create a portfolio if you want. And, alongside with that type of financial security, maybe you always want to start a business, but you don't know how. Google it. Talk to the Better Business Bureau in your area, or look up SCORE, SCORE. SCORE is nationwide, I want to say they're almost international, collection of retirement professionals who give free advice to people wanting to start types of businesses. Do it. And this goes back to a passion project. Do it. If you fail, take what you learned, start again, do it. A step in your financial security, and like I just said, seek professional advice. Consult with advisors to ensure you're making the right choices and decisions. They can help you optimize your investments and plan for retirement and protect your assets. And don't look at it as, oh, I'm just preparing for the inevitable end. No, shit, you're preparing for what's next. Maybe you retire from the job you've been working for 30 years and you travel. Maybe you're retiring and you're going to go start a business you've always wanted to start. Maybe you're going to retire and you just want to have a lucrative lemonade stand. Whatever it is, you're not planning for the end. You're planning for what's next. And I think in addition to just applying it to financial security, that goes to so much else of this whole concept of turning 50 or moving deeper into your 50s. We're not talking about the end. We're talking about what's next. All right. And that's key. That's a key mentality. Number 4 in crushing your 50s. We talked about embracing change. This one is embracing life. Shit. Embrace life. You got one life. That's it. Major step is pursuing your passions. Now is the time to focus on what truly brings you joy. Maybe do it as a hobby. Maybe you do it professionally. It could be traveling, writing, painting, starting a new venture, embracing your passions. Starting a new venture, whatever it is, make sure you embrace your passions and indulge in them wholeheartedly. Go all in. That doesn't mean stop paying your bills and put all your money towards these passions of yours, but don't treat them like they're bullshit. And you know what? Other people don't have to be on board with it. If you want to pick up how to play the flute and you're turning 53, fuck it. Nobody's got the right to tell you that you have no business learning to play the flute. Play the damn flute like it's your life. As long as you don't hurt other people, as long as you don't step on other people's hopes and dreams, don't let people step on your hopes and dreams, right? Cultivate gratitude. Being grateful is such an important part of embracing life. And, there's two ways to look at gratitude. One way is like a fearful, like, whew, thank God he didn't get me this time. Kind of a meek, anxiety-ridden way of being happy. Or I shouldn't say, or just like, you survived something. That's not gratitude to me. Gratitude to me is a robust, gigantic feeling of, the things that I have the people in my life, all that makes me who I am thankful I have it. And you could thank God, you could thank the people in your life that do things for you. You could be grateful for another day, but have gratitude. And take time each day to reflect on the things that you're grateful for. Every day I write down 5 or 6 things I'm grateful for. That night I write 3 or 4 things I was grateful for just that day. It's been as simple as I made really good pancakes. Or it's been as complex as I'm very grateful for the conversation I had with so-and-so because we came to an understanding that benefits us both. Or whatever it is. Just being grateful, you vibrate different. Your energy is different. Your energy is better. You feel more alive. You don't feel 50 or 60 or whatever your age is. The simple practice of being grateful can bring about a positive outlook and appreciation of life's blessings. All right. So going into your 50s, you can still be positive. I know guys that are going into their 20s and 30s with a miserable outlook of life. And I know guys going to their 50s, 60s, and 70s who you would swear they were 25 or 15 just because they explode with energy. So, just a quick recap. Sorry, guys. I was reading something real quick. Embrace change, nurture relationships, financial security, embrace life. And last but not least, I'll say number 5. And this is the 5th step to crushing your 50s. Love yourself. Okay, and by love yourself, I mean, by the time you're 50 or getting deep into your 50s, you have things you're proud of and things that you're not. You have successes, you have failures, you have mistakes, you have accomplishments, you have things you wish you hadn't done, you have things you wish hadn't been done to you, so on and so forth. Love yourself. No one is perfect. You are good. You can always be better. But love yourself. Too many guys I know going into whatever stage of their life is are just full of, negativity, regret, misery. Don't do that. Love yourself. Now that doesn't mean become a pompous, arrogant asshole, but just you can love yourself and still be humble and grateful and peaceful. But you can never achieve anything if you don't love yourself first. And that means just taking care of yourself, being easy with yourself, being able to take on new challenges because you remember with joy and foundational strength the things you've succeeded at. Anytime I try a new hobby, and I know I'm going to make mistakes because it's new, but I think about all the times I was new at something and I became very good at it. And so I draw on that strength, that throne of successes that I have, and it lets me jump out there and sometimes make a fool out of myself, but it lets me do things with the type of style and swagger that I've come to appreciate. So love yourself. So guys, there you have it. 5 steps to crushing your 50s. They're essential steps to winning in your 50s. And just make sure that you, once again, embrace change, stay active, nurture relationships, maintain a growth mindset, secure your finances. Oops, I'm sorry, I threw a 6th one in there. And love yourself, all right? So follow those steps. I guarantee you that you can make the most of this fantastic chapter in your life. 50s is not a death sentence, guys. Knock that shit off. It's a new exciting chapter, right? Remember, life's a game. It's never too late to level up and to start playing even better. Like I said, embrace it. Be enthusiastic. Be determined. And another key step is make sure you follow all things Game On with Jackson Stewart. Follow up on the Game On with Jack email list and get your free copy. Why are you waiting on this? Why are you sitting on this? Why are you sleeping on this, homie? Get your free copy of the 15 Confidence Commandments. Right now, go to gameonwithjack.aweb.page. Give me your email address and I'll give you something back. It's pretty cool. YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, all Game On with Jack. GameOnWithJack.shop and GameOnWithJack.blog. The blog I like the look of it. Let me know if you like the redesign. So there you guys have it. Go out there, kick ass, turn 50, turn 40, turn 30, whatever it is. Just make sure that you do it right. You've been listening to Game On with Jackson Stewart. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, leave me a review, comments, all that good stuff. Stay connected. And until next time, keep it sexy. Game on.